So I'm genuinely a little bummed out right now. I'm trying to re-record this just to get a little bit more energy into this video because I know no one wants to hear me just be sad. Real facts are I just want World of Warcraft to be strong again so that gaming can be a good experience for us all. I've always said that and I will continue to. But my take is I'm just really getting so goddamn tired of this. The lessons that are never learned, the lessons that are repeated, or the mistakes rather that are repeated. I guess the lessons too, because the mistakes are the lessons. But it's just, they never learn from it, and at what point are you the last one to notice in the room? Like, why Blizzard? Why are you always the last one to know? What really kind of prompted this video was World of Warcraft has patched 9.1.5 November 2nd, which I know myself and many others honestly don't care about. I'm just gonna be frank. That's not what has me bummed out at all. Spoiler alert for what I'm about to say. The next thing is more trashy and desperate than my ex from first year university, and it literally looks like they're intentionally trying to flip off Final Fantasy XIV players. In the great words of not Karl Marx,
problem with the bourgeoisie is they are not relatable. They can't read the room and it isn't a good look. This should have stayed in the drafts. Hashtag tone deaf.
So what I know I'm not alone in is wanting the Legion Timewalking event, where you can get things like this amazing Guardian Druid bear form that I truly, genuinely want. Resto Druid is like such a good healer. It's literally probably my favorite healer in any game ever. It was just so fun with cat weaving. I don't like owl weaving, but cat weaving, that really was amazing. So like, even as a Resto Druid, the Guardian Druid was great too, but even as a Resto Druid, you pop into bear form fairly often, especially in higher keys and Mythic Plus. So do I want this? Absolutely, I truly genuinely do. Not to mention, I've heard for years, and I haven't really played WoW for years, I only tried it during their Shadowbringers expansion after the 14's Shadowbringers expansion, and so all I've really heard, even when I was in 14, was how amazing Legion was as an expansion. Of any piece of WoW content, that is what I can say I've been the most interested in actually playing. So through leveling through Warlords of Draenor, that was actually a really fun expansion to level in. I actually really enjoyed that experience. Now into why this is really something that is genuinely making me pretty sad and bummed out. Legion Timewalking lands right at the start of Endwalker, or right, basically it's like 2 weeks after Endwalker releases, around there, and it's really, Endwalker is going to just be starting to get into full swing in early December, and apparently this event, this Legion Timewalking event, from what I've been told, apparently lasts only 2 weeks as it's a limited time event. Oh boy, I love FOMO, the fear of missing out effect. This doesn't even come from a place of anger, I should say, guys. Like, I'm just gonna cite things. Like, let me cite this actual scientific piece from 2020, so it's a relatively recent article on the topic of FOMO that took me literally all of 30 seconds to Google. And you don't even need to go below the abstract. Specifically, we show that FOMO poses a threat to loyalty by decreasing one's intention to repeat a current experience and may decrease the valuation of the current experience. And that's, like, it's not anger, I'm just really, I think the way to say it's like kind of beside myself. Like, that's literally a 30-second Google search. I don't even know what else to say. And here's another one to try, which is a article from a Harvard lawyer, but I'm pretty sure that they have somehow convinced themselves that they know more than even them. This is discussing the pitfalls about FOMO usage. And it's actually a really good read. I think that anyone in any kind of sphere where they're dealing with people really should actually read up on it. I think it's very informative, and actually I've firsthand experienced these things now. Well, I guess throughout my entire life as a gamer, but you know what I mean. And this also doesn't come from a place of rage. This comes from like a genuine sense of horror. Honestly, I'd brush up on how Final Fantasy XIV has yet to introduce lockouts for past relic weapons and avoids FOMO as much as they can. Like, obviously there are a few examples, and I only know them because I've played for so long, like the Yokai Watch, the Garo event I think had like some like thing just go in behind the scenes where they had to like yank all the event out, but that generally speaking the dev team in 14 really tries to avoid FOMO. And I would say that that would be something that I would hope that the Blizzard developers would pick up on, I guess. I'm just gonna put it this way. After all, Final Fantasy XIV literally stole away from World of Warcraft just about every single content creator that it had. I was honestly shocked, very shocked, when I saw Asmongold, because I've been watching him for so long and I never expected to be playing the same game as him. That was a shock. I'm still shocked to this day. It's been a few months, but I'm like, whoa. I was even more shocked when I saw Max came, because I was literally watching his raid guide videos for my own static and to like learn techniques off of him. Now I'm like, oh my god, he's literally in 14. And then I was shocked when I just saw all of Echo just come running through the door with, oh, here's Echo doing this particular set of like Shadowbringers raids, and I'm like, what the hell? It's just, I feel like saying like, Blizzard, exactly how the hell did you manage to do that? I'm shocked that that was even possible, to get all of these people from one game into another. I'm shocked. How did you manage that? And really, this kind of cycles back to Blizzard has yet again shown that their hubris knows no bounds and are really hurting their own success to, I don't even know, because this is hurting their own success, because like people like me, I'm not going to resub, you're not going to get a single dime from me, and I know that many other players feel the same. And I don't know, was the goal just to flip Final Fantasy XIV players off? And by that I mean potential paying clients, especially because they're literally in your own genre. If I'm being honest, that's how it really comes across, is flipping us off, and it's trashy and desperate in my opinion. One thing that I did love was there was even an article online that was outright saying WoW is getting its first major patch since June. Here we're getting this in November, because, or at least my interpretation is, apparently removing women from paintings is a higher priority, I guess? But I guess I should also be glad as a gay guy, because we're getting representation of fruits instead. You literally can't make this kind of stuff up. It's just a little out there. Like, for real, this sucks immensely for me. I actually am not even like mad or like salty over it. That's why like I'm making this video, because I just need to vent almost. Like, not like a rage vent, but like a sad vent. Like, and express my distaste for this, even though I know that talking about World of Warcraft for me actually almost always does poorly on my channel, especially when it's in a light that isn't trashing it, which, how to say it, ultimately what this all translates to is that once again I'm being put in a horrendous position where I cannot enjoy World of Warcraft because of the development team's decisions, which is so disconnected from the player base and just the general like MMORPG player pool, that they make players like trashy player decisions like this. And that's how it comes across to me, trashy and desperate. That's like the third time I've said it in this video, but that is really how I feel about this. Especially as someone who has done YouTube for a bit over a year now, I'm in the position where I need to decide between playing my first ever expansion as a creator, as someone who actually somehow broke over like 50 subs, which is still so freaking surreal to me, as someone with a community and people asking me questions and wanting to play with me, or playing WoW during that game's expansion release. You have forced me into this position, and I'm sad over it. I'm actually a little resentful over it, actually. But now, coming back to the thought, I feel like this is how I'm intended to feel from the World of Warcraft team. I feel like that was the goal that was engineered by this series of decisions. I don't think that's a tinfoil hat theory, because there is a lot of literature out there talking about this effect. But I feel like somewhere there is someone who should probably not be making the calls that they are making for the betterment of the business as a whole, that is probably laughing and enjoying this decision, getting their Schadenfreude, it's that one German word I can't pronounce. Basically, they're getting joy from the misery of 14 players. And in my humble opinion, they should not be making these calls. This is actually destructive to the brand. This is actually making it so that I cannot justify playing your game. That is the position you've put me in. You are actually losing money from this, and I know I'm not the only one. Whoever is making that decision should not be making that decision, in my humble opinion. For the record, I don't know who. I don't honestly give a damn who it is. Whoever's doing this decision needs to stop doing this. This is in poor form, it's in bad faith, and it is exactly why you have lost every single big creator you had that could move, because they had the large audience, they could move, they didn't lose views, they had no problem, in fact they gained views. And you've probably lost them honestly for good. I genuinely don't see a lot of these big names ever going back to your game, especially with the private conversations that I've had with some of them. This is the exact kind of action that they have talked to about in Discord DMs about why they left. And for the record, this is not even a world that I expected to be in, because it's just like, for me, it's like, I never expected any of these people that I've talked to even know my name or regard me in any way, because we were just in different worlds. We were siloed off. At what point are you just the last one in the room to notice what's going on? Why, Blizzard? Why are you the last one to know? Why does everyone, including literally preteen family members, children, my family, know, and yet you, for whatever reason, can't piece it together? More than anything, if this is the only thing you know or get from my video, is I want Blizzard to stop this. I want World of Warcraft to be strong again so the gaming can be a better experience. And this is This is just exactly what I've talked to people at length over Discord DMs about. This exact kind of thing.